Glenn Pendlay has asked me to comment on this snatch analysis comparison of three of his lifters, Caleb, John North, and Kevin Cornell. Three good lifters. Here's Caleb with a pretty good S pull, except that it's a little out in front in the second pull. This is pretty much going to be caused by the fact that his start there is not bad. His position is good with shoulders over the bar, hips about parallel, and he moves the bar pretty well from the floor, coming in at him pretty well. Right here, though, he goes onto his toes very, very early and has his back or torso rotated too far to the rear. And the big problem here causing the whole thing is his hips have come too far forward. This is a weak position. He's going to be on his toes. The power cannot be transferred from the platform well. He's going to almost always be forward in the second pull with this kind of a movement onto those toes, with not only the knees going forward, and that's all right, but the hips going forward. Here he proceeds into the second pull, and his top position is not bad. His extension is nice. He's letting those hips get at the bar, but he's way, way forward on the toes, and the bar is forward of the vertical line of the start. That's going to be very difficult to control. It's going to lessen the amount of weight you're going to lift all the time. That second pull has got to stay behind the bar to be really efficient, to stay behind the line, the vertical line, to be efficient. Here he comes into his catch, and the catch is good, but forward, and terribly forward. He's on his toes here, and that's a weak catch position. The bar is back. His torso is fairly upright, but his hips are too far in, his knees are too far forward, and the balance all the way around is just too far forward. Again, this is a mistake at the readjustment in the middle of just not letting the knees go forward or allowing them to go forward, but forcefully bringing your hips forward when the knees go forward, shoving yourself into the front of the foot rather than letting it happen. That's just going to lead to a pull. In the second pull, it's forward. Here is Kevin, a little more classic and good pull, comes in pretty well, stays pretty much behind the line in the second pull, almost vertical in the second pull with the bar, looks really good. Here he is starting again. His hips are down, shoulders are pretty much directly over the bar, just a little bit in front. That's okay. When he starts the bar off the floor, he's in good shape, pushes it away a little bit, comes in, and right here at the hip, pretty good position, flat-footed. Arms might be a little bent there, but not a bad position. He looks like he's going to be in for a powerful finish here. The problem Kevin has is going under the bar, and how he finishes, again, a little bit too much into the forefoot. Here's his finish. Extension is good. The bar is in a good place. But if you look at the bar vertically, it's over about the front of the midfoot, which seems like a pretty good position. It will, however, cause trouble later on for a lot of people because you're just not going to be able to get the bar to come in. You see Kevin jumps back slightly and then leans in to get the bar. This is not a good way to jump back. There is a good and a bad way to jump, or a good and a bad reason to jump back. Kevin jumps back here out of something happening in the middle that is not good. He's forcing the bar too far forward, and then he whips himself in. And here finally is John North with yet better technique, and you can see it come off the floor here, coming in directly on a nice sweep line, good angle, good diagonal angle, in, good catch, and if you look where that catches, it's way over the head. It's way into the back of the base of support, which is good. And this is a big issue in the pull. John moves the bar pretty well from the floor. Again, his hips are down, his shoulders are over. He leans, he bows a lot. When he comes in on that readjustment, his knees come forward nicely and his hips stay back. They hardly move forward at all. They only move down. And John's in a nice position here, real powerful. The bar is basically over the heels here, which is great because when he comes in and finishes with his hips, the bar is still going to be well over the base of support, and there it is. And that's a nice classic finish there. Pushing through, no shrug at the top of any of these guys, which is correct. You should be shrugging your way down under the bar, not shrugging up to try to make it go up. And John's doing a real nice job here. When John goes under, you're going to see in a second here, he's going to land with that bar still well over the base. Here it goes, a nice vertical trajectory around and a great catch. And again, here's Kevin at the hips, and you can see him way on the toes there. His torso already rotated back, but his hips are obviously forward, even though we can't see them. We know the knee, and the knees aren't even that bent. They're barely bent, and it's a very, very weak position. He is not going to produce a lot of force on the bar with that position when he gets to the second pull. He's got to learn to get flat-footed more. Kevin, pretty good here. Pretty classic position. It looks like Kevin's problem comes later in the pull. And John, again, though, you can almost tell he's set upright very nicely. The bar is in great position. John's going to finish that lift and have his hips. His hips are well to the rear. And he's going to have his hips in great place, finish with that bar well over his head, and finish in an upright position, which is the stronger position to catch in. He's not going to have to lean in to get that snatch. He's not going to have to go chase it. And he's going to be in a superior position for holding the bar above his head, the way that lift is going right there. And I think that's about the end of this. Hope to do these again, and hope these lifters make the small adjustments that they have to make to get that technique level up and start gaining kilos in their lifts.